Stewardship with SNB. Stewardship with SNB. Hello, good afternoon everyone, and thank you for joining us on the program Stewardship with SNB. This program can be watched on GoTV channel 142 and Start Time channel 113. You can also follow us on our social media handles such as YouTube and Facebook at Rstv Online. My name is Solomon Nelson Braid. Today, the moving camera lens of Stewardship with SNB bettered at Onelga, that is Omoko, the headquarters of OGBA, EGBEMA in the local government area, where we have come to find out things for ourselves, what the administrator of the council have been doing with monies accruing to the council. So joining me in this interview is Barrister AJIE CHUKUMA, the administrator of OGBA, EGBEMA in the local government area. Administrator, thank you for joining us on the program. Welcome. OGBA EGBEMA in the local government area is home to big names like Dr. Peter Dele, Felix Obua, what's his name? Bo, and the rest of them. What has been your experiences since you took over as administrator?
In the first place, let me use this opportunity to appreciate the state administrator, the vice admiral, for finding me worthy to be appointed the sole administrator of EGBEMA and Straight to your questions, the big wigs that you mentioned are my mentors and I've been close to them. So I use their past antecedent as a model to what I am doing now. I'm in close contact with them and have good relationship with them. So that has been the relationship. We don't have any problem. And I appreciate their efforts so far, what they have done in this Onega.
All right, so how much do you know of Onega politics before you were appointed?
Well, Onega, specifically Omo, is my hometown. So I frequent home and I know all the politics. The politics in Onega is fine. It's just that something crop up and created a divide among them. Otherwise, we've been working in unity and there has been peace. But that peace is what we have restored now. Okay. Everybody is coming together. Okay. We left the past and we are coming together so that we move on and develop Onega.
All right, so let's go straight to the issues. What has changed in Onelga since you took over as administrator of the
They say peace is the way out. We are now enjoying peace. When I arrived, I brought every person together and said, we can't continue this way. Let us reason together. Let us come together and create a common atmosphere.
Who are those you brought together?
All the stakeholders,
okay.
All the stakeholders, all the warring factions, those that matters, so that we move towards peace and not crisis any longer. Crisis does not create anything good. So we are now enjoying peace, and that peace will sustain within the short period presiding.
Okay, you didn't really nail it on the head. What I wanted to tell us is the positive impact you have created since you took over in the area of administration, policy making, and of course generally empowerment and all of that.
Yes. The impact I've created is that there is an awareness that people should, develop themselves. In agriculture, we have, trained some people, and very soon we'll come out with some packages that will enable them to commence the area they have been trained with. Then you look at transportation. When I came up, the vehicles that were being used at Onega Link, all were bad. We managed to resuscitate few. Those few are on the road now. Then in terms of security, we have put several steps. You know, security is not something you come out and begin to tell
But it was just something to reassure the people that all is well.
What we have now, we want to profile the Okada riders.
Okay.
So that if you are riding Okada in Onega, we must know you. We must know your character, because there are a lot of issues that we experience. Somebody will carry you to a small place and will ask you to pay 1,000 naira. If you don't pay, they will bring out a knife and dagger. So we want to nip that by profiling them. And somebody will recommend you who is your guarantor with the passport and everything. You have a code. As you are on the road, people are seeing your code. So just on a click into the website, they will have all particulars about you. So we tend to comment that very soon. In fact, within short period, we'll do that, because that will help us to checkmate the security challenges we are having. A lot of security issues is being carried out through bike. So that we have done.
Okay.
Yes.
Interesting. All right. Because you are on set with us in this interview, we want you to clarify something. There are rumors making the round that the state solar administrator deducts a certain amount of money from you, local government administrators, to pay to some big names. Big names, I'm talking about politicians in the area. Is that correct?
If you look at the disposition of the administrator, you cannot ascribe that allegation to him. He has not for one day instructed or commanded that such things should be done. But one thing you must understand, in a situation we find ourselves, politics is about rumor. They create rumor for themselves, So in Onega there is nothing like that. And I believe in other local government, the state solar administrator has not instructed anybody to deduct money for any politician. So that I can tell you.
What does it mean to be a local government administrator? Is it just to prepare payment vouchers, approve payments without recourse to other officials? You may be taking unilateral decisions because you are a sole administrator, as the name implies.
Yes. Let me use this opportunity to also tell the viewers that I've been administrator for the past 44 years.
Tell us about it.
Yes. I started as a clerical assistant. I rose from the rank to chief executive officer. And I read accounting, I read mathematics, I read personnel management and industrial relations before I read law. So right now...
So where have you worked before? You only reading out your position?
Yes. All these positions were in Rivers State University. Right now, I'm a lecturer in Faculty of Law. So anything about administration is my fingertips. So going straight to your question, what does it mean to be an administrator? An administrator is to guide the system.
In this context, you are alone?
Yes. Even if I'm alone, you need some lieutenants that you will guide to also achieve your aim. In giving that direction or that directive which you will give, you will also take care of those that are working with you. All they need to know is to take directive from you. As you give them the directive, you also learn from them. You cannot be an island. You keep learning all through your life. So a sole administrator is not like, say, the military government where you must give an order. Even when you give an order, you also appraise that order. Whether can it fly? If it doesn't fly, how can we best adjust to achieve? By that, you take every person along and the work is done. So that's the essence of a sole administrator. It is not that of kill and bury.
Interesting. All right. You have been a sole administrator for the past 3 months.
Yes.
You have been receiving allocation.
Yes.
Tell us what you've been doing with the money
Yes.
you have been receiving for these past 3 months.
Yes. Good. You see, one thing you must understand, and I keep telling people, if you watch, for the past years, we have 18,000 minimum wage. We grew to 30,000. Now we are in 85,000 minimum wage. Now, for the past 3 months, you also take care of health workers. Health workers, their salary and wage bill is commensurate to the existing circular that also direct the local government to implement. So if you look at that, you find out that the money we are getting, we just barely make sure that salary are paid, because that is the first mandate of the sole administrator, that we must make sure that salaries are paid. And when you pay this salary, you are left with a little over 200 and something million, and you still use that to manage the system. So it is not a question of huge amount coming to local government and nothing is done. My priority, which is also the priority of the state administrator, is to pay salary, and alongside some small projects, though we have the mandate not to embark on capital projects, but there are some minor projects.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, because sanitation,
I'm coming. There are some minor, projects you can do, like community water supply, which we are now. Like the sanitation, when I came, in fact, the very first day I came, you can't pass that road that you came with. It was all stinking. But now we have a standing order with a competent contractor that you must evacuate this refuge before the dawn, and that is they have been doing. And even though it has some financial implication, we still sustain that, and we are on with that. Even with what we have, we keep sustaining it.
All right, you only talked about salary payments and sanitation. What about education and health of the people?
Good. Like the first time I came, I visited all the primary health care. You will not believe it. Even some don't have bed. Some don't have bed sheet. Even in the lab
centers.
Yes. Even in the lab, the laboratory attendant, no fan. So all that we have articulated, and we have bought some equipment to be distributed to the 29 health centers.
Oh, 29
health centers. So the situation is really pathetic, because primary health is the first step. And aside that, I'm in contact with some agencies of the state government in conjunction with the federal government. I've made a provision for them where they will stay. For those that will be unable to deliver, normally, where the doctor will recommend CS, the ambulance will take them to a nearby clinic and they will be treated. That we have concluded, and the ambulance will be soon delivered.
It's okay. Which area of, or what sector of the Onega economy that you think that got more money from the allocation received? That's one. Secondly, Onega is home to multinational companies. Getting allocation from the federal government is not your only source of how much are you getting from AJIE?
Yes, good. Right now, as I came, I sustained the revenue committee. They are on, and we have two major oil companies that are, on Onega. Then we have AJIE and F. So there are other subsidiaries. So we have written them. We have written them for them to comply with their tenement rate. So O&O, they have complied. But AJIE, F, they are still in the process. Even yesterday, I reminded them that we are still waiting. So when we get it, like the one O&O brought, they paid 30 million. And we use that to sustain. We gave several appointments just in the way of spreading the empowerment to them. And they were paid stipends, all of them, each over 1,000 were paid 100,000 naira, just to keep life going. Then major project that we think that is governing our finances, you talk of the sanitation, you talk of empowerment that we want to do, and you talk of the agriculture that we want to do. We have what we call Happy Industrial Estate, which we intend to invite the administrator to come and commission. So we are on track. Yesterday we started the Onega Peace football competition. It was a grand style. And
to keep the youth busy.
Yeah, to keep the youth busy. And also to showcase them. Because you will understand that Onega have been producing football stars. It will surprise you that the number one goalkeeper of Nigeria is from Onega.
I'm not surprised, I know him already.
So he started from that pitch.
Okay.
We kicked off yesterday. And we hope a lot of them will be showcased and Onega will come to it.
Interesting. How do you feel? You are not an elected chairman of council. How do you feel? The way your Onega people will take it, that the man presiding or superintending over their resources is not an elected chairman.
Good. It's a good question because when I arrived, that was the question they confronted me. That how come a non-politician is coming to pilot the affairs of the local government or the LGA? My response to that question or challenge was that, yet people are physical politicians, but I'm also a spiritual politician. And you know the spirit rules the physical. So every person is qualified to rule every given environment. Even though, so to say, you say I'm not a politician, but
so you're a spiritual politician?
A spiritual politician, yes. And you know the spirit rule the physical. Okay. What I mean, that which the physical do, the spirit can also do in conjunction with the physical.
Interesting. All right, so we'll just take a short break. And when we return, Barrister AJIE CHUKUMA will tell us his relationship with his staff, the elders of Onelga, and of course the chiefs in general. Don't go away. Stewardship with SNB. Stewardship with SNB. Okay, if you have just joined us, the program is Stewardship with SNB on Rstv Port Harcourt. You can join us on our social media handles on Facebook and YouTube at Rstv Online. You can also watch us on GoTV, channel 142. My guest hasn't changed, Dr. Barrister AJIE CHUKUMA, the administrator of OGBA, EGBEMA, NDONI local government area. Administrator, once again, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
Tell us your relationship with your staff and that of the chiefs and elders of Onelga, because these are the opinion leaders of the LGA.
Yes.
Yeah. What's your
First, let me start with the relationship between me and the workers. It has been cordial, but one thing you must understand in life, there is always challenges, there is always misunderstanding. How you navigate through this misunderstanding makes you who you are and not what they think you are. So we are working in good relationship, but that which people will expect to hear is common among all the administrators. As you visit them, they will reiterate this issue. But how you navigate through it is through, persuasion and understanding. It is not about fighting matter. It's about understanding people's attitude, people's character, and you also navigate through that. And we're moving, no problem.
That's your staff?
Yes.
What about the elders?
Yes, for the elders, I have good relationship with them. In fact, I visit them often, and I also hear from them often. If I have some challenges, I call them for an advice, because no one is an island. You keep learning till you die. So I have a good relationship, and I intend visiting them again in their various palaces so that we interact. They will also possibly tell me what they have observed, and I will also learn from them and add with what I have also observed existing within the community, and we move on. And once again, I intend calling all the chiefs and traditional rulers for a meeting or mini conference, so that we appraise the system and see what to go, particularly on the aspect of security, because we want to nip it at the bud before it escalates. So that has been our...
Okay, Administrator, you're aware that Onelga is prone to flooding. what plans have you put in place to mitigate any occurrence of flooding in Onega?
Before I arrived, because I know what happens in Onega, that was the first thing I did, was to visit the various IDP camps. So after visiting those camps, I now call the principal officer and say, look, we would not like to be caught unaware. Let us plan towards that. As we get our money, whether it is minimal or not, let us put 20 million in a fixed account of the local government, so that peradventure we are caught unaware, that will sustain the position. And I've also set up a flood committee, 10-man flood committee, in conjunction with that of the state government. In fact, they visited the last 2 days and inspected the various yes. So we are prepared, but we pray that it should not be the way NEMA predicted, so that people will not suffer unduly the effect of the flood. So
my next question will get you thinking, even though you don't tell us. Would you feel threatened if your successor, the incoming chairman, probes you?
I'm not threatened, because everything I do, I have a record. I'm not threatened. They say clear conscience fears no accusation. And based on that, I've directed all my staff, particularly the accounting section, provide for me monthly expenditure of the local government, month by month. Also provide for me the nominal role of all the staff. Also provide for me all the checks and expenditure that we have done. It takes few people to do that, and which I will get to keep. As soon as my successor comes, I will hand over the document. I'm not afraid. In fact, I'm even poorer than when I was not a local government administrator.
Why?
Yes, most time.
You're not spending your money, you're spending local government money. So when you say you're poorer?
No, in some situations, you use your money to do it, even though the reimbursement will come, which takes time. Okay. That's what I mean by you remain poorer, because sometimes the small money you used to have, you don't have that again. No, we have accounting procedure. It's not automatic where you go and collect the money. I don't know whether that was that.
You are a mathematician.
So I deal with figure.
Yeah, I know. So, how true is the rumor that sole administrators of the local government will conduct the forthcoming local government elections? And how fair will it be if it's true?
Well, everything the sole administrator will decide, not the local government chairman. If they say, look, the existing administrators, that is local government administrators, should oversee the election, so be it. But for now, I wouldn't hear say that I must preside over the local government election. It's solely the responsibility of the state administrator to so decide.
All right. Whether you will conduct elections or not, you are a Rivers man.
Yes.
And you are a stakeholder.
Yes.
Is it fair for a man from Akwa Ibom State to be chairman of the River State Independent Electoral Commission?
Thank you very much. You know that the sole administrator is in charge of the state. He also has the constitutional power to appoint whoever he feels that will perform.
Constitutional power or emergency power? Emergency rule power?
Well, call it emergency rule power. That emergency rule power, which was declared by the president, empowers him to do what will benefit his administration, because for now he's the administrator of the state. So if he decides to appoint somebody who is competent and capable of delivering that exercise,
I try to understand with you, administrator. I'm asking, will it be fair, to your mind, as a Rivers man, as a stakeholder, that it's a man from Akwa Ibom State that will now man that office, owned, and to conduct election for Rivers people?
Yes.
Not
I'm still coming to just oppose this your question with the earlier question that you asked. How come I'm not a politician and I appointed a local government administrator. It does not matter who is appointed, but provided you have the capacity. I know that I may have some reservation that I am also qualified to be appointed research chairman, but it is the sole responsibility of the same administrator to appoint whoever that will perform, or whoever that will, create an atmosphere of credible election, free and fair. And that is what we desire for now in this Nigeria.
Let me take you back to education, because that's the bedrock of society, development and all that. How many percentage of Onega children, school children are out of school? And what are you doing to nip it in the bud?
Let me tell you that an average OGBA would like or would want his child to be greater than him.
So there are no out of school children?
They are not there. For now, we don't have records. Yes, because our primary schools are free of charge. So every person is allowed.
You haven't carried out a survey to know.
I have carried a survey.
You're conjecturing.
As you are coming, did you see any street trading other than adults that are in that market? You cannot see.
That's just mere conjecture. If you carry out a practical survey,
yes,
you'll be able to know whether there are out of school children.
Yes, I told you that I'm an indigent of this place. I come virtually every weekend and I walk around the whole of the community. So if you find out somebody that is not in the school, then I will adopt you and give you a tutor.
Interesting. All right. So what improvements have you made in the area of transportation?
Yes.
Because Onega is far from Port Harcourt.
Yes. Yeah. I told you that when I came, the Onega links we have, they are all bad, but I have managed to, repair one or two of them. They are on the road. So apart from that, we have some private partnership that are on. So we have clean transport system going on. And the one we have locally, the Okada, you have indigenous, you have non-indigenous. So what we need is for them to operate in an atmosphere of security and safety. So that which we want to do now, so that transportation will be easier for every person, so that there won't be any security challenges. That's what we are doing.
What legacies would you want to leave behind when you leave office?
The legacy I want to leave behind is peace, peace, and peace. Where there is peace, there is rest. And where there is rest, there is development. You cannot develop a system or an environment without peace. So the legacy I will leave here is that Onega will remain peaceful. There was a time people don't come to Onega. But now you can come to Onega anytime, any moment, even at midnight. You are free to move around in Onega. Onega is peaceful. And investors, that is the signal they want to know. Peace. So peace. So we are getting some signal that investors will soon be coming.
All right, Barrister CHUKUMA, you have tasted power, you have also tasted money, even though you had tasted money before you came. But this money you taste comes from the federal allocation. Would you be tempted to contest for any elective office after you are telling?
God is the giver of power. God is the giver of power. If the people said it must be you.
That's a political statement.
No, I'm talking.
That's what politicians say.
I'm telling you categorically.
My people say.
Wait, I'm telling you categorically right now. People will attest to it. I'm even praying that the remaining 3 months should elapse so that I go back to my school and lecture. So I don't have that interest in contesting, if that is the question you want. But if the people now say, we have seen what you have done, even though it's good or bad, that it must be me, so be it. But not that I'm interested, not that I'm inquisitive, not that I must, I'm not, there's appropriate word I want to use, I'm not desperate.
You're not desperate.
Yes.
Okay, Dr. Barrister AJIE CHUKUMA, Administrator of OGBA, EGBEMA in NDONI local government area. I want to thank you so much for finding time to talk to Rstv. We wish you well in your future endeavor.
Thank you.
That's our program. Join us again same time. We shall bring you another guest, maybe on local government administration or some other topic. My name is Solomon Nelson Braid. Bye for now. Stewardship with SNB. Stewardship with SNB.